bitch. Run me my money like I'm getting with the first to your face and bounce out. HD.
What's happening? This is Dad by God, 1/4 of the Ride Squad. How y'all doing? We back driving again. I'm with the homies, the fam, Speed SF. Now y'all remember Speed SF is who I was pushing with when I first set the fastest time I'd ever set in the RX-8. Let's just get right into it. We'll pass the lead, follow instructor sessions. Let's get right into the hot stuff. People that don't stay till the end of the videos, they can get on up out of here. And then those of y'all that do like the rest of the content, you can stay and enjoy what's coming up next after that. And I just set my new personal best, fastest lap I have ever set. Let's just jump right into that. Right here, I'm starting to be really confident in the fact that my line has changed. I did change it on purpose, and I was saying to myself, I think I got it. I might want to push for this. At the time, I didn't know I had already further beaten my personal best, but coming out of this corner here specifically, I started using second gear again. I noticed that Miata was pulling on me a little bit. I was coming out of third, didn't make any sense. So let's go for a hot lap right now. Because I actually used the track as I wanted to right there. So as I'm going through each segment of the course, I'm trying to be like, all right, I used that one properly. That was a good portion. Matter of fact, behind me, over my right shoulder, I actually have my lap time and information up. And I could see it in the rearview mirror, which was a big mistake, because then I started racing, beating my delta. Which that's why I don't like having anything on my dash. I just like to drive the environment, drive the track that I'm given, and not actually try to race a time. So seeing that I was up on my delta, I'm peeking in my rearview mirror and I could see it. And it just made me want to push harder and harder and harder. drives, I typically have my speedometer covered with the camera, but you can see the speedo right here. I had so many cameras in the car the other day that I got footage from everywhere, but for right now, we're looking at the speedo. I shift off of what the audible tone tells me. I don't really look at the tach, and you can see the mile per hour and G-forces going through these corners. It's really cool to see when you have a little bit of data, a little bit of information. Sonoma has the best signal in GPS that I have in the area, so when I use it on my phone, it's very, very close to being 100% accurate. But I was just talking to my buddy Joe. We're gonna hook up the aim situation in my car at the next track day because, you know, we're having promise of getting a little bit faster. Looking at this data though, the actual mile per hour that the car is pulling versus what the speedometer is showing kind of shows people where they get so fooled when they look at mile per hour. As we come around the S's though, the S's at the bottom of the S's at turn 10, that's the only place that you want to pay attention to mile per hour at specifically. And as you can see with the speedometer and the tach, this thing was getting wrung out from right here, from 9 all the way down into 10. We were sending that bad boy. So that's the fastest I ever did, 114.5 mile an hour entering into there. That was kind of like when you look at this information, tracking out right here as well. These are the two corners that I lose a ton of time at previously. So getting those corners locked in and getting the mile per hour where I need it to be, that's the key to getting this faster lap. Cool part about, you know, having instructor privileges or whatever, I popped out in a session right before our heater session and I just got the tires warm. But when you drive in a lower, you won't say talent, but a lower tier session, you do run up on people a little bit quicker. So I didn't even remember or know which session I was in, so I just decided to wait on the 25. But as I'm flying through this course and I'm trying to get the tires at the temp, I was noticing, you know, I see a pack of cars way out and I close in on them so damn fast. I just decided, like, hey, it ain't really worth it right now. I can spend my first 2 laps getting my tires up to temp and get myself in the flow, because prior to this, I was driving around the city and still hella slow. So I just decided to kick in after I ran down on these new guys right here. And I was like, it's not going to be worth trying to get point buys from everybody, because, you know, when I go into the faster group, I'm the slow guy. So I'd rather go into the faster group. So I went into the hot pit right here because we were literally coming out fast group in like 3 minutes. And so I'm getting all my cameras, my controllers ready to cut on all these damn cameras, because like I said, I had like 7 cameras in the car. I noticed the homegirl, she was sitting back here, and you know, I asked her, I was like, did you want to go out last? So I just took this time to cut on all the cameras, make sure everything was running, because I was going to run a heater lap, and I just wanted to get all the little content or angles that I could. Now, I typically do always have my foot cam going. I have that set up and ready so y'all can see the foot action. I have a passenger cam set up so you can see me shifting and everything like that. Just other perspectives that give you some of the excitement. Different angles like this, where I'm taking the tires, putting them over the perfect spots, gliding them up over the curves, actually holding the car on 2 wheels. It's fantastic. Also, this view is extremely good to see if I got my tire pressure right. I don't think I got my tire pressure right in the front. Yes, I am used to sidewalls, having flexing, because in the corporate carousel, you see all kinds of tire from the rim. So I probably could have came up maybe 2 PSI on the tires, but we'll let that be. After we got home, Mike was already on the way to my house, so
No.
Yeah, we going to the freeway.
But, you know, it's not a bad way to get the day. You just chilling,
Should be about
driving.
200 plus.
You daily drive this like that.
Yeah, that's why I drive normal. See, they hella loud on this.
Yeah. You know, that night when you took off in the Shelby, that just sounded hella
Like
crazy.
I told Mike,
It's just like
you
you
get
try to
hold of my son, I'm a slaughter. So, if y'all know the reference, y'all know. But yeah, no, we ain't. I don't get in the cars to ride with Mike. I don't get to ride on him.
Yeah, nah, this.
It's your first time riding the Supra?
Hell yeah. Only other car I rode in that made this much horsepower was your SC300.
Oh yeah, this one's faster for sure. My SC at the time when you rode in it, I think it made 900.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's when it was that blue.
Yeah, that was 900.
You like this more than your SC300, or you feel like you would compare it after you get it back?
Honestly, I like both cars probably the same. I like the Supra because it's a Supra, but
Yeah.
essentially they're the exact same chassis.
Gotcha.
Like there's no real difference in the cars.
Right here. Damn, this shit's spinning.
Your dad probably gonna hear that.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, we need to get on the freeway so we can get some room.
Yeah. No, this thing, yeah, it goes.
But yeah, man, it was a good day. It was a good time.
Tire shit,
Good
touchdown.
situation. So I love doing a lot of track stuff, man. Drift or grip, even bikes. Y'all already know those that have stayed, down with the channel. They know what I get down with. Y'all know what I get down with. So it's pretty cool. And then, hanging out, having like-minded homies to do the same shit. It's a great damn time. But I wanna give a shout out to my homeboy, man, Alex Pfeiffer. He just passed, and that's one of the OG homies I used to look up to. Just an overall good dude, man. Overall good damn dude. Learned a lot from him. Got his parts on my car. He's the one that ran battle version, and you learn a lot from your homies, man. Spend time with your homies. I spent the last few months on the phone with him quite a bit because he's been really sick. So it was just cool that you don't know when people's days are coming, but when you're available to them, when they call on you and you answer or you call back, do that for your people, man. But other than that, man, I'm gonna give y'all two. We're gonna be out.